We have names like Odum after the Odum tree, Onyina after the Onyina tree, Obotan, which is the tree name for mountain. My great grandfather was called Kofi Sono. Osono means elephant, and interestingly, he was a great hunter during his lifetime. Among the Akans in Ghana, there is a saying that Osaman na onidin, which means it is a ghost that does not have a name. With this belief, Akans see names as a means of distinguishing humans from ghosts. When it comes to naming babies among the Akans, did you know that in addition to the days of the week, there are other factors that influence naming? These factors include ancestry and family connections, the circumstance of birth, order of birth, place of origin, the hopes and aspirations of the family for the child, and spiritual belief, among others. In this video, we are exploring the unique and meaningful naming system of the Akan people in Ghana. At the end of this video, when you meet an Akan and he introduces himself as Kwame Abebrese, you will immediately know he was born on Saturday and perhaps during a time of sorrow. That is the beauty of Akan names. Every Akan name has a story. Stay with me as we uncover how these names are chosen and what they mean. Who knows? By the end of this video, with your knowledge of the stories behind these beautiful names, you might even want an Akan name for yourself. I believe many people are already familiar with the most famous aspect of the naming system, which is the day names. However, for the benefit of those who may not know, I will touch briefly on that. Akans believe the day you are born influences your personality, so every child gets a name based on the day of their birth. These names are known as Kradin, which means soul names. Here are the names of babies depending on the day of birth. We have different names for both genders. So here we have the first column for the days in English, the second for the days in Twi, then the third for the names of the boys, and the fourth for the names of the girls. I believe by now you understand why I am called Ajua. The second naming system is the ancestry and family names. During ceremonies, the child is given a family name to officially welcome him or her into the family. This is common among almost every culture, where a child is given a surname, which is mostly his or her father's name and therefore can be any name at all. Examples are Ajekun, Owusu, Ochre, Ado, Dakwa, Opoku, Enim, Menu, Boache, Apia, Boateng, among others. Accounts take it a step further to honor their ancestors by giving babies additional names to connect them to their lineage. These are often the names of grandparents or other significant relatives. The accounts believe that naming a child after an ancestor ensures the family's spirit lives on. It also carries the hope that the child will inherit the ancestors' wisdom, blessings, and traits. Using myself as an example, aside my surname, which is my father's name, I was given my grandfather's name, Dakwa, hence my name, Ajua Dakwa. Also, the Akans have a family system called Abusua that every Akan belongs to. There are 8 of them and they are Agona, Asuna, Greato, Ekona, Ediana, Oyoko, Ancestry, and Asenie. Each family has its own unique identity, totem, and tradition, and as the foundation of the Akan society. Each family has its responsibilities and they determine lineage, inheritance, and social obligations. There are families that produce the leaders or kings, the royals. Families that produce warriors or the protectors. Based on the attributes of each family, there are names like Asunaba, Jamna, Nana, Great Oba, Prempe, and Ohenenana. There are other names as well. Sometimes, names reflect the circumstance surrounding a child's birth, and these names tell stories of warfare, resilience, faith, and gratitude. For example, there are names like Bediako, Berko, and Bekoe, which mean came to fight. Those of us who watched Inspector Bediako while growing up, I hope you agree with me if I say the writer indeed understood the assignment when he chose the name Bediako. We have Abebrese, which means sorrow, Anto, which means did not meet in tree, and it is mostly given to children who lost a parent before their birth. So it means he did not come to meet his parents or both parents in a case where the mother also died during childbirth. It was typically given to orphans. We have Adiyia and Abene, sufferer of pain, and Boateng, which literally means help straighten. Boa means help and straighten is tene in tree. These names are given to children who were born into hard times, and they signify that these children are warriors, fighters, or survivors. Boateng, for instance, means that the child is expected to help straighten something or help create a straight path in the family. It can also mean to right a wrong, so the child is more like a savior. Names like Sika, Denyame signify good times or good fortune. Nyamesha is the name usually given to a child born after a long wait. Donkor, Obimpe, Sumina, Asaseasa, Bejina, Mosi are examples of names given to children born to a woman who keeps losing her children to death. This is called Anwomawuo in the local dialect. Every baby she gives birth to doesn't stay. It is believed that those babies keep reincarnating, and there are instances where such babies were given marks when they were born. And when they passed and the mother gave birth again, those babies came bearing the same marks. These names given to these children believed to have reincarnated are called Apentendin. Akans have special names for both males and females based on the order of birth. They are named according to the Akan numbering or positioning. These names are mostly unisex and only a few of them are not. Ahintan and PSA are examples of names given to firstborn children. First in tree is Kan, therefore Ahinkan. Number two in tree is Mienu, so Menu is given to the second child if he is male, and Menu if she is female. Number three or position third is Miensa, so Mensa for the boy and Mansa for the girl. Number four, Nan, so Anane or Anan for both, it is unisex. Number five is Num, the fifth child, therefore Num or Enum for both males and females. Number six is Nsia, so Nsia for both genders. Number seven is Nson, so Nson or Nsonwa for both genders. Number eight is Nwoche, so the eighth child is Boche or Awoche, whether male or female. Number nine is Nkong, and the name is Nkoma for both male and female, so Kwame Nkoma. That's an example. Number 10 is Du. So we have Bedu or Edu for which is unisex, and we have Bedua for just females. The names follow this order to infinity. We cannot mention all, or this video will have no end. A child can be named after his or her place of origin. These include names like Asante or Asantewa, Fante, Achem. I know someone who is called Kwame Fante. Most people call him Mfante. There are 12 clans, and each Akan belongs to a specific clan, and these can influence the choice of name for a child to communicate a link to the clan or their totems. Also, there are occasions where couples in need of children consult the rivers, which are believed to have powers for fruit of the womb. When after this consultation, the couple is able to conceive, they are expected to name the children after the river. These include names like Tutu, Dente, Tigare, Afram, Tano, and others. Other times too, a couple can choose to name their child after a river, not because they conceived with the help of the river, but because they believe that every river has a spirit and that they trust the spirit of that particular river and would want the spirit to have an influence on their child's life. They do so for trees, mountains, and even animals. We have names like Odum after the Odum tree, Onyina after the Onyina tree, Obotan, which is the tree name for mountain. My great grandfather was called Kofi Sono. Osono means elephant, and interestingly, he was a great hunter during his lifetime. Festivals play an important role among the Akans. and they can influence the naming of children born during celebrations. These include names like Adiyia, influenced by Akoside Festival, Ojra after the Ojra Festival. Names can also be given to children and even adults based on their profession or certain unique traits or features. A name like Mami Dokno can be given to someone who sells Dokno or Kenke. However, the Mami Dokno who is popular in Ghana was an actress. Also, someone who is very tall can be called Odogu, and a short person is Akwetia or Motia or Amwetia. I've heard names like Kweku Carpenter, Kwame Boga, Kofi Lawyer, Sofo, Ochiame, Atea, Amaketwa, and Sewa Bruni. Aside the credit or day names and the names given based on traits or attributes or profession, most people you meet bearing names that fall under the other name structures have them as surnames and may not be connected to the stories and meanings behind those names. So, you can meet someone who bears the name Kofi Ayensu, and even though Ayensu is the name of a river, he bears that name not because of the river, but because his father is called Ayensu, and he was also probably named after his father, who may be the one who had the connection to the river. You can also meet someone by name Kofi Annan, and it's not because he is the fourth child of his parent, but because that was his father's name, so it is his surname. Names are not just labels. They carry the weight of identity, ancestry, and even spirituality. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already for more fascinating insights into the Ghanaian culture. May that say.